Hello Virgo, welcome to your weekly tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is for the week of December 11th through December 17th. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Okay, now we're going to just check out the general energies. What is the message coming through for you? What is it that you need to know right now? What is going on? What is your situation? Well, we've got this Queen of Wands. This is some pretty balanced fire energy. Okay, now I wonder if this is someone in your life, maybe an older feminine energy person, maybe a fire sign. We're going to take a look with our Dove and Serpent spread. Well, then we get quite a bit of water here too. We're going to do a mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card, whatever you want to call it. We're going to leave that right there. We're not going to look at that until the very end, and hopefully that will tie the reading together or give us the confirmation that we're looking for, but at the very end. So stick around to the end of the video. Okay, so we see some good energy, majors, some water, some more majors, a lot of major arcana. More water, a little bit of fire, and some swords. What we don't really see here is any earth, okay? So I think what's going on today is it's mostly going on within you, let's say. It's not something that really has a lot of visible or tangible effects in the external world right now. Maybe this mystery card is going to be some earth, and this is how we're going to kind of ground everything today. Okay, but right now what I see is a lot of excitement, maybe some upset. And I think it's all centered around this older feminine energy fire sign person. Okay, I don't know who this person is in your life, but I think that the situation with you this week is involving this person. Now, there's a possibility that it's not a fire sign person. There's a possibility you don't go around knowing everybody's astrological placements. Okay, so you may not know that they have a strong fire in their chart. Okay, I would assume that they do have some strong fire somewhere, but this is somebody who is a very authoritative person, right? Somebody who is like either an older sibling, a parent, a grandparent. It could be a boss or a supervisor. It could be any other kind of like authority figure. Right? So it gives the feeling like they're older, right? They're kind of standing, really tall, and they're kind of looking down at you with that kind of superiority. But it might not be a literal. It could just be a perceived superiority. Okay? It could be somebody that you really look up to. You think that they're so powerful or so successful or they have so much authority. Someone to whom you project this image, okay? It could be that they're literally older and literally a fire sign. It's possible. But they have this aura about them that they're superior or larger or more successful, okay? And just looking at that card, you kind of get that idea, right? That she's way up there, and we're just kind of looking down, we're looking up from down below at this person. Okay, but this is the watery aspect of that fire person. So while this person maybe does have this larger than life kind of authority, this really strong aura about them, they're also somebody that has a lot of wisdom, a lot of understanding. So it could be even, that like older sibling, parent or grandparent, mature energy, that very wise energy. And so maybe that's narrowing down. Hopefully you know who I'm talking about, because it literally could be, several different people. There's a lot of possibilities there. But what is going on with that person? Why are they such a prominent figure in your life this week? Well, we see the 7. We see the 7 of swords kind of crossing your path this week. So if this is the energy, right? This Queen of Wands is the situation. This is crossing you this week, okay? So whoever that person is, I think that they may disapprove of something that you're doing. They may be harshly criticizing you. They may be really trying to poke holes in your plans, poke holes in your kind of your theory, or poke holes in your kind of your life plan, right? So I'm feeling this kind of almost a mean kind of like jabbing at you, right? Like they just keep maybe picking away at something or trying to find faults. Does that make sense? Because with the 7 here, I feel like you're kind of this central sword, right? You're trying to hold on to what you believe in or what you're doing or your plan or your theory. You're trying to hold on to yourself, right? Whatever this resolve is that you're really attached to, right? You're trying to be strong. But then all of these other little swords are just kind of taking little jabs at you, poking at you, trying to poke holes in things, trying to kind of chip away at you. Okay, so in some ways it's like a test of your resolve, right? And now what we said at the beginning was that there's not a lot of earth cards. In fact, there are no earth cards in the main spread here, maybe in the mystery card. So I felt like a lot of this was happening within you, not necessarily in the observable universe. So I wonder if a lot of this is just how you're perceiving things, okay? I don't know how much of this is actually this, let's say grandma poking holes and taking jabs at you. Maybe there is some of that going on, but I think a lot of this is the way you're perceiving things, okay? So it's the way that it is affecting you emotionally and mentally that is really the issue here, right? Because maybe this person's always been that way. Maybe that's just kind of who they are, not to excuse their behavior. But what I'm saying is we have to understand why it's affecting you the way it is, right? Why is it the main focus of the reading this week? Okay, because I don't think it's anything new, I guess is what I'm trying to say. If it's kind of always been this way, why this week is it the focus? Does that make sense? I'm trying to explain why we might not be seeing so much earth here. But in the recent past, a 5 of Cups, some kind of a loss, some kind of an unfortunate event, some kind of a disappointment. So it could be that you didn't get the job, your relationship didn't work out. Something did not bring you the joy or pleasure that you were expecting it to. Okay? And we see that's causing some upset here. So we've got the 5 of Cups. So we've got something shaking up your emotions. Something's kind of getting you rattled. And I think it's because something didn't manifest the way we wanted it to. Something, maybe a relationship didn't become what you thought. There was some disappointment there. You thought something would be a much more happy, joyful experience, but it wasn't. Okay? And it could be something to do with this person. It could be maybe this is someone that you just met, maybe like a distant family member, or maybe this is a new person in your life. And you thought it was going to be something other than what it is. You were expecting a lot more joy, happiness, pleasure, and satisfaction in that relationship, but it didn't materialize. Okay? It didn't have that joy that you were expecting. And now in the immediate future, with the 10 of Swords, I feel like this relationship, and again, I don't know who this person really is. I hope that it's resonating for you. I hope that you can narrow it down to who this person is, because there was some kind, like I said, some kind of disappointment there. You were expecting a lot more to this relationship, but it's not working out. It's not what you thought. There's a lot of this kind of criticism, or taking pot shots at you, poking at you, picking at you, trying to chip away at your confidence, something like that. And what I see all of that leading to is really destruction, ruin, the end. I think whatever is going on with that person really is going to put an end to this relationship. I think the communication is going to break down to such a degree that you're not going to want to have anything to do with them. Or at least that's where it's headed now. And it depends on a lot of other energies. It depends on your decisions, their decisions, infinite variables, right? This is a snapshot. The way things stand right now, the moment that you're watching this reading, this is where we stand. And I think all of this Swords energy coming from that Queen of Wands is going to completely ruin this relationship. It's going to completely just demolish any kind of communication there is between the two of you. Or it runs the risk of doing that. Or that's what you're what you're expecting, not what you're hoping for. But that's what you're kind of seeing. You're looking into the future and saying, that's where this thing's headed. If something doesn't change, that's where we're going to end up. It's just going to be complete ruin, okay, with this relationship. But what you are hoping for, Hanged Man energy, what you are hoping for is that this person will temper themselves, that this person will realize how they're behaving, or this kind of fiery energy that they have. But see, remember now I said that they're doing it with this kind of water, right? Because the Queen is the watery aspect of the suit that it's in. So this is the watery aspect of the Wands, of that fiery energy, right? And so this is someone that I said was, maybe a wiser, more knowledgeable, older person or something. They have this kind of wisdom or this life experience about them, okay? But now that I'm thinking about it, it could be that life experience. It could be because of this person's past, right? Because of their past trauma, because of the things that have happened to them and the experiences that they have. That's why they have this kind of energy. That's why they are who they are, okay? And, so that could be kind of, they have some history, right? They have their own past and their own experiences that has led to them kind of, being who they are today. But what you're hoping for, what you are aspiring to, is that they will temper themselves, that they will tap into that watery energy that they have, that wisdom, maybe that compassion, that life experience, and they will be able to find a more peaceful, harmonious balance with things so that this relationship doesn't end up in this 10, right? Doesn't end up at that 10 of swords. So you're really hoping that they'll find some of that water, that cool, refreshing water, right? They'll be able to tap into that life experience, that wisdom, that understanding that they have. And that they will give up a little bit of this fiery aspect, a little bit of this kind of dominating energy, a little bit of this aura that they have, right? This just kind of, I almost see them as just being kind of crabby, you know what I mean? Like just not angry, but a little bit cynical perhaps. And again, I think it's because of their life, their past, the experiences that they've had to go through. And this is how they are. But again, why is this affecting you so much right now? I think because you're seeing the end of this relationship getting close. Okay, maybe they are an elderly person. Maybe you're just seeing how you are just not willing to endure the dynamic of this relationship very much longer. Okay, so you're hoping that they will make some sacrifices, make some personal adjustments, temper themselves. A little bit of this Hanged Man humility, a little bit of this letting go of some of that cynicism, or maybe some of that anger, and in order to kind of revitalize or rejuvenate the relationship between the two of you, okay? Now, what you've got going on beneath the surface, or what this situation does, I don't know, maybe this reading is more about this other person really than about you, it seems to be pretty focused on whoever this person is. Now, there's a slight chance, okay, that this person really is you. Now, I don't want to say that. I don't want this to be a negative reading. But what if everything that we've been saying about this other person, what if this is really you? What if you are this person that is full of this criticism and taking jabs and kind of picking away at others? I don't want to be offensive, just something that I want to put out there. If you want to rewatch the video, go rewind to the beginning and watch it again, but change it to a first person, kind of flow, and see if that makes more sense for you. Now, I don't think it is. My initial feeling is that this is about someone in your life that is kind of causing this dynamic and causing these energies to take place, and it's an issue for you this week, okay? But there is a chance for some of you it might be switched around. consider that at least. Down beneath everything, we see this strength or lust card. I think that this is like a real desire to make this relationship work, to really have this kind of strong connection with this person. And again, maybe this is like a distant family member. Maybe this is a parental figure, someone that just came back into your life. You really want it to work. It really should be, right? In our imagination, it should be perfect. It should be joyful and just loving and very just intense, very connected. And so this is where you're coming from. You're coming from this position of really having this intense desire to make it work, to connect with this person. But for some reason, they've got these swords that are just kind of deflecting you, that are kind of keeping you at, at arm's distance, right? Or at sword's distance. And it's very disappointing. And it's causing this upset in you. It's causing this Five of Cups energy. So underneath it all, your real impulse here is to make this connection, to really have this strong bond with this person. But the way things are flowing now, it's not going to really end that way. But it might. There's still, like I said, there's still a lot of variables going on, a lot of things that are uncertain, a lot of decisions that can be made. Every moment is a new configuration of energy, right? So if I were to put these cards away, shuffle them, and deal out this spread again, we would have probably some very similar elements, right? Similar themes, but the placements, the configurations would be different. Because it's a new moment. Every moment is a new snapshot of what's going on, of the energy that we have right now. Switching over to the path of the Serpent, your general energy is this High Priestess. I think that you're someone who's very much in tune with your own psychic abilities. You're very much in tune with the spirit, with your divinity, with your intuition, right? And I think that's why you can kind of see that this is an issue this week, that this is a problem now, because you're able to really see where it's headed. You kind of know that, look, this is not the kind of connection that you thought it was going to be, and you're really trusting your instinct here. That's basically saying you're going to have to walk away if things don't change. Okay, so this is the High Priestess. This is ruled by the moon. And the moon is really about the ebb and flow, the waxing and the waning, change, right? So I think this is really your gut feeling that says, hey, something has to change. If it doesn't change soon, then it's kind of, it's going to be the Ten of Swords. It's going to be completely ruined, and that's going to be change anyway, right? So something's got to give. There has to be some flux, some flow somewhere. The situation can't stay as it is. Now the next card is really, again, this is talking about how you're relating to other people. And this is Three of Cups, celebration, abundance, love. This is you really pouring your heart and soul into your relationships with other people. And I think that you've invested a lot in this Queen of Wands. I think that you've really put a lot into it. You've set your expectations high, perhaps. You really have this intense desire to make it work, to connect. And you really have put a lot of yourself into it. You've set the expectations fairly high. You've really put a lot of your heart into it. Okay? And I think this is kind of how you do with other relationships. You really give a lot of yourself. You put a lot of love into things. You put a lot of your heart and soul into your relationships. You're a giver, And with that, it's kind of unfortunate to look at the next card, okay? The Seven of Cups. And this is your fear, worry, concern. This is really saying that you're pouring all of this love energy into things, but it's just ruining everything. It's just spoiling everything. All of that love, all of that affection, all of your heart and soul that you put into your relationships, and this relationship may just spoil anyway. Like, maybe you're overwatering it. Maybe it hasn't been harvested at the right time and it's kind of dying, but there's decay, there's rot, there's just things are putrefying. It's not the beautiful tree that we that we were looking for. And again, of course, this goes back to the Five of Cups, where I said it's not the joyful kind of experience. This isn't the pleasure and the fun and the joy that you were really hoping that it would be. It's something that's disappointing there. And I think the reason why this is so important to you right now is because you may begin to think that it's your fault, okay, which it's not. But you may feel like you're putting so much of your heart and soul, so much of your love into things, that is what is causing the spoilage. That's what's ruining things, right? That it's because of all of this love that you're putting. That sounds counterintuitive, right? Now that I think about it, you're loving things or people, or you're putting too much of yourself into things that it spoils them, it ruins them. That doesn't sound right. But I think that's where you start to doubt yourself. And I can see how this situation, if you start to believe this, if you start to believe that it's because of your input, your heart, your soul, your love that you're pouring into your relationships, that is why they are not working, or that's why this one doesn't work out. If that's what you believe, then I can see you going and becoming this kind of crabby person, right? This Queen of Wands that we were talking about, this cynical, kind of maybe angry, all fiery kind of person. So, it's almost like that this situation with this kind of person may even lead you to become that kind of person. Now, I don't want it to, because I think that having this kind of energy in your interpersonal relationships, right? This love, this abundance, this celebration, really cherishing other people, pouring your love into other people, into your relationships, putting your heart and soul into things, that's the way to be, right? I think that's the way to be. And even if things don't always work out, and things like this situation over here, if it doesn't seem like it's going to have the satisfaction or the results that you expected, and it's kind of disappointing, don't think that it's your fault that things spoil or don't work out, or that things kind of die and decay. Because that's just life. That's how things go sometimes. But I don't want it to change your Three of Cups energy, Am I making sense here? I don't know how else to explain this to really... It seems clear. I'm feeling it in a very clear way, but I'm just not able to express it in a very clear way, unfortunately. My apologies. But I think you understand. I think that, seeing these two cards, seeing the 3 and the 7 of Cups here really is, and just looking at the two there, you don't want to kind of lose faith, lose hope, lose your affection, lose your love, right? Become that kind of cynical person, that angry, fiery person. You don't want to lose this love energy. And I think that's what you're worried about. You're worried that you are putting too much of yourself into things, that it's ruining things. Okay? That needs to be overcome. The next card that we see, the last card on the path of the Serpent, is the Fortune card. Wheel of Fortune, Jupiter, all about faith, hope, trust, expansiveness, generosity, putting your heart and soul into things. Okay? So what this card's telling me is that you need to keep the faith, trust in yourself, right? Stick with this love energy. Stick with this 3 of Cups, this celebration, this real heart and soul, real passion, real love and affection in your relationships with other people and with yourself. And things will turn around. You will have these experiences that you want. This one may not work out. Whatever situation this is here, it may not become anything. It may indeed just be kind of this 10 of Swords. It may just be ruined. It may just be done, gone, like just broken. Who cares? You care. I know that. But it's not going to be the end of the world. It's not going to be the last opportunity that you have for that experience. Okay? They may not all work out. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying that, look, the next one will likely work out. The next one might. Okay? And that's the most that we can hope for. Nothing's guaranteed. Can't say, yes, for sure, your next one will be just the best, the absolute best relationship you've ever had. But there is a lot of potential. There is a lot of hope. And you need to have faith and trust in in yourself, in your energy. And I think that's a really good way to end, the reading, at least on the path of the serpent here, because I think that it's really, really telling you not to lose faith because of this. Don't succumb to this kind of fear or worry. Don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. Okay? Even though this situation doesn't seem all that great, don't lose hope. Don't lose faith. But let's look at this confirmation card. I don't know what this could be. Maybe an Empress. Maybe a Six of Cups. 3 of Discs. All right. So this is kind of going. This is going back to a lot of what we said. We started to say about this person, how this person has that watery aspect to them, that they have their own life experience that's given them wisdom or understanding, and it's kind of their past, maybe their past trauma, their past experiences, how they grew up, etc., has kind of molded who they are, right? And that's kind of, that's why they are how they are, because of everything that they've ever been through. The 3 of Discs here is recommending that you show a little bit of understanding yourself, right? You have all of this heart and soul that you put into your relationships, right, with the 3 of Cups. Well, now we're being shown a 3 of Discs, okay? And again, this was a reading that had no earth cards in it until now. And I said that maybe that mystery card will be some earth, some pentacles. Yeah, we've got a 3 of Pentacles. This is saying that in your day-to-day life, in your practical dealings with this person and in life, try to manifest some of this understanding, right? And I think that this is talking about, in particular, your situation with this person. Try to manifest a little bit of patience, a little bit of understanding, tolerance, right? And I think that'll take you a long way. I think that in your physical dealings, the actual physical events, the observable universe, right, of your day-to-day world, try to manifest some compassion. Try to manifest this 3 of Cups, right? So we got the 3 and the 3. And the 3s are really about a deeper understanding, tolerance, patience, being very accepting, okay? And I don't mean that you have to accept any kind of, aggression or attacks or any kind of this 7 of Swords thing. You don't have to just accept any of this animosity being directed toward you, okay? I'm not talking about like a passive, just letting people push you around, no. But maybe a little bit of tolerance or acceptance or patience with that person and accepting who they are, trying to look a little deeper in them and see if there really is that water element about them, that history, that past, their experiences. Try to understand who they are or why they are the way they are. And that's what you can do in a practical way. Try to take this 3 of Cups and manifest it as this 3 of Discs, right? Really make the effort to show that person your love and affection, to show that person your compassion, your heart, and your soul, right? By trying to manifest this 3 of Cups. This is the energy that you're all about. You love to put your heart and soul into your relationships. Well, now it's saying, okay, let's do that in a practical way in this situation and see what might happen, right? See how far that might take you. And if that doesn't work out, hey, at least you tried. It's not through any fault of your own if this situation doesn't work or that person doesn't want to connect with you or whatever it is. But I think that there's still more work that can be done, more efforts that can be made, And I think that's a good thing. I think this is a fairly practical solution. I'm glad we got some earth cards here to show that there is some kind of, there is something that you can do in the observable universe to try to sort this out or to make it the best that you can, even though it may not work out, and that's really through no fault of your own, okay? Virgo, thank you so much for letting me read for you today. We're going to take a quick look in the extended reading to see if there are any other energies that we need to focus on or pay attention to. This was your weekly tarot reading for December 11th through December 17th here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. and I'll see you again.